Hi, I'm Chad with Turf Organics, and let's talk about what to do for your lawn in this summer heat. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and email me at turforganics904@gmail.com. I sell awesome DIY lawn kits and do online consultation. Let's get right into this video. So summer's here, and for Florida, it's been extremely dry. But even if it's not dry, with extreme heat with warm season grass, it can be tough. So there's a lot of do's and don'ts when you have this heat. So first off we're gonna talk about nitrogen. Do not be applying heavy amounts of nitrogen in the summertime. Something you shouldn't be doing anyways, but especially when we're 90 degrees and above and in a drought, nitrogen's not something you want to apply. I'm a big fan of those micronutrients. So we're talking iron, magnesium, manganese, sulfur, zinc, copper, milorganite, which is a very low nitrogen, something with a 5 or 6% slow release. A great thing is if it's really hot and your lawn is struggling, a stress blend, which is a 7-0-20, that's great. A lot of potassium, humic acid, sea kelp, things like that. These are all great to do when it's really, really hot and dry. That way you can still keep feeding your lawn without giving it more stress or damage, because using a high nitrogen absolutely can stress and damage your lawn in these hot times. And now something else that's gonna be really important, of course, is watering. Like I said, in Florida, we're in a bad drought. We've had about a week of rain in 2 months. And at this time, when temperatures are 90 degrees and above, especially with sandy soil, and we're not getting rain for at least 2 to 3 weeks, your irrigation is going to struggle to keep up. Your irrigation is not made to do the full-time watering of your lawn. It's supposed to supplement in between those times of rain that we don't get, maybe for a week or two, maybe for a week or so. But once we get into 2 weeks, 3 weeks of no rain, you're going to have drought stress and drought damage. Drought stress is going to be that bluish gray color that you see here. That means your lawn is dried out and it's a good time to water the next morning. Now, once it becomes this golden brown color, that's drought damage. And a lot of people confuse that. Stress can be watered and recovered when it's bluish gray, purplish. When it's golden brown, that is damage. That area is gone and will probably end up thinning out and will need soil or sod or something to replace and fix it. Once it's damaged, it's gone too far. So what you can do is you always have these things called hot spots in the lawn. When we're in the summer, we're not getting enough rain. You're gonna have dry spots, even if your irrigation almost covers perfectly, which nobody's does. But check your irrigation, make sure it's covering. Do the cup test to check these areas that you're struggling, seeing that blue grayish in constantly. If you're not getting enough water, obviously adjust. Even get one of those rotating heads that pop out and put those in your driest areas, or adjust your irrigation. A good thing I like to do is add soil, add black cow command or something to those dry areas, because you have hot spots in the lawn. For whatever reason, those areas maybe have sandier soil, drier, hotter, whatever. If we're not getting rain, those spots are going to be exposed, and it feels like you can't water enough. That's when you need to get additional maybe hose and sprinklers out, or adding soil, good rich soil to the areas to help keep them cool until some more rain comes. But adding nitrogen or heavy fertilizer is not gonna help there. Sorry to interrupt the video, but this video has been sponsored by Barrina Grow Lights. So this is everything that comes with the standing grow light. This is a 42-watt grow light with 169 LEDs. As you see, it only comes with a few parts, so let's put this together. All right, so it literally took me about 5 seconds to assemble this grow light. All I had to do was undo this. It comes with an awesome foot pedal to turn it on and off. And I just had to screw in the bottom tripod. Now it also comes with these hooks so you can hang it above. So you can have it as a freestanding tripod or with hooks above. Now, other than the cool foot pedal, another big thing is the wide range. As you can see, it lights up all the way from side across the whole kitchen to the other side. So one light is going to cover a large area. And as you can tell, it is a very tall freestanding. So sponsorship is not something I get a lot on this channel. I'm really happy when I do. These sponsors help support the videos and help me make more. So please make sure, if you're looking for grow lights, please be sure to support this because they support me and help me make these videos and we can show them love back. So please make sure to check out the links below and support the sponsor. So let's get right back to the video. And then doing things like weed control. If your lawn is drought stressed, do not apply weed control. Now, as we get into these hotter months, what types of herbicides and weed controls you can use in your lawn start to limit. There are herbicides like Avenue South that you can use in the summer that have no heat restriction and actually work very well. One of my favorites to use in the heat. But no matter what, if your lawn is drought stressed, drought damaged, anything like that, do not use herbicides. Those herbicides, no matter if they have even if they don't have a heat restriction on them, will stress out dry areas. All herbicides say do not apply in drought stressed or drought damaged areas because they will do more damage. So if your lawn is watered or healthy, or even in the heat we're getting consistent water and the lawn's growing great, you have no problem using those herbicides with no heat restrictions. But if you see that bluish gray, do not be applying herbicides. You're going to stress, burn, and damage your lawn. Now, things you can definitely still use is an insecticide. You don't want to use your lawn when you don't want to be applying anything on your lawn really when it's dry. If it's a little bit dry, an insecticide's okay. Probably the most downside is if your grass is stressed and it's a systemic insecticide, it may not work as effectively, but an insecticide won't burn or damage your lawn. So that's something you can feel safe using. And same thing with the fungicide. There's really no benefit to using a fungicide, especially when you have drought stress, because ideally you're not having fungus. But what I'm seeing now, gray leaf spot fungus is the most active in what you'll see. The video is going to pop up here on the screen that I do all about gray leaf spot fungus, but it lives in dead grass. So the areas I see get dried out get this gray leaf spot fungus. So what I'm seeing a lot of now is people's areas got drought damaged, it finally watered, it turned golden brown, and start to recover. And now that it's hot and dry again, now those areas are drought. So you have drought damage and drought stress and gray leaf spot living within those areas because you have all that dead grass that gray leaf spot's living on, and your irrigation is splashing and moving that fungus to the living ones. And then when you have it stressed, the fungus moves faster through stressed grass. I know it's a lot. There's always something, but that's how those areas can go down quickly. How a drought stressed area that turned into damage, turned into fungus, that's how an area can really go downhill quickly, because it can have multiple issues. So drought stress can lead to a lot of things, and when your grass is weaker from stress or damage, you're more susceptible to pests and everything. So you can use a fungicide on stressed grass. Now make sure you use the proper rate, because you can use too much fungicide and it won't be as damaging as nitrogen or too much weed control, but it definitely will stunt and stress the grass using it at too high of a rate. So make sure you're using it the proper, or if you want to play it safe, the lower rates. But if you accidentally apply too much, it's not the end of the world like these other products, but you don't ever want to be over applying anything. But even with drought stress, a fungicide is something you can use to help prevent, especially if a lot of that golden brown in that area. To be honest, you might as well go ahead and apply a fungicide, because that gray leaf spot's living on those dead spores and it's ready to pounce onto the live grass right around it. And big thing is, avoid mowing your lawn when it's very dry. This can be tough, like I said, especially here in Florida where you're having a drought. In certain areas, if you can't get certain areas of your lawn going, mow around them. I know it's going to look funny and it's not ideal, but mow around those grayish blue areas that are showing extreme signs of drought stress, because you will bend over those blades with the mower and you'll have tire marks that are dead in the lawn from mowing when it's dry. So if your backyard's shaded and your front yard's full sun, your front yard's showing your back's not mowed, mow the back, don't mow the front. You know, maybe water two mornings before you mow to make sure that it's not going to be dry, things like that. But you don't want to be drying over drought stress lawn. And then my favorite thing I'm telling people right now, again, if we're getting normal rainfall, it's a little bit different, but when we're in the heat of summer, 90, 95, 100 every day, and we're getting no rain, I'm telling people, we're not trying to get the lawn to thrive. We're trying to keep the lawn surviving. Your lawn is struggling from drought, and you can't put enough water on from your irrigation because your irrigation is made to supplement, not be at all. So if you have thin and bare areas, those probably aren't going to fill in and recover. Those are going to damage and stress even more, or not fill in at all, or stay stagnant. And staying stagnant's okay, because again, I tell people we get into survival mode in droughts in the summer. We're not worried about thriving. Let's keep the grass growing. Once we get consistent rain back, then we can work on thriving, getting things going, getting more nutrients down, things like that. But right now, let's use stress relief blenders, stress blend fertilizers, potassium, humic acids, seed kelps, things like that to just keep the lawn going in the meantime. And then adding soil is great. Even though you may not see it fill in right away because it's so dry, that soil on top is going to help protect it from the sun and cool those soil temperatures down. That's a really big thing, is those full sun thin areas have an extremely high soil temperature, and it's hard for the grass to thrive in there. So that's what the mindset I want you to have when we're in this heat with this drought, is we're in survival mode, not thrive. Do the things you can to get your lawn in the position for when it does finally start to rain, we can recover quickly, bounce back, and get the lawn back on track fast, rather than trying to do that now while it's hot and dry. So that's a really big important tip in the mindset you need to have in the heat. Again, this is while it's dry. When we're getting consistent rainfall in the Florida and the lawn's growing nonstop, that's a good time to throw extra fertilizer down in these thin areas and help these areas recover. But this is for these dry, hot conditions. And these are just really good tips on how to help your lawn thrive in the heat. This is a tough time of year, especially in Florida with sandy soils. We'll have a week of nothing but rain, fungus galore. The next week we'll have nothing but hot and dry weather. So these weeks can fluctuate, things can move fast. So you do need to be on top of the lawn this time of year, and we need to be more in survival mode when these extreme conditions, whether it's extreme rain or extreme drought, are happening. We need to be in survival mode and making those transitions to what needs to be done in the meantime, where it's less watering, more watering, fungicide, pesticide, less fertilizer, more fertilizer. We need to make those adjustments in this time to keep the lawn going, because this is a very tough time and great time to be patient. Don't try to make things happen fast in the summer. Be patient with the lawn, the right amounts at the right times. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. I'll be happy to answer as much as I can. And everyone, good luck with this hot summer heat to have an awesome lawn.